Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today is another pre-recorded video of a game called End of Rope. It's a very fun two-player game. You can play like couch co-op or local multiplayer so far. Um, though one person would have to use the keyboard and mouse, and one person would have to use either an Xbox controller or a controller that was made for computers. Um, it's a real fun game. Like I said, it's pre-recorded, so I'll be explaining what the game is because so far it's just a small game right now. It's not. I don't think it's completed. There'll be more coming to it, but me and Corey played it together, and it was a lot of fun once you got the hang of it, and it got really competitive after a while. As you'll see in the video, it goes from a one-sided match because I was on keyboard and mouse, so it was kind of one-sided at first, as he had to learn how exactly to use the controller and get used to it, because I don't have an Xbox controller that's wired. It's all wireless, so it'll just charge. But I do have a computer controller, which the button configuration was a little mixed up from what the original Xbox controls would be. So he was trying to figure it out, but when he got the hang of it, it got really fun and competitive. And the more crazy we tried to get, the more we kept killing ourselves. And then we also were learning different things about how the game worked. So as the video runs through, I'll explain little parts here and there so that you guys can get more of an understanding of how the game actually works. So, roll footage. Alright, so this is the title screen for End of Rope. At this point, me and Corey were getting everything set up, and these are the two different separate controls. I was trying to help him figure out the controller before we started playing. Before the recording, I tried to use the controller, and I gave him the USB keyboard so that he could use that and the mouse, because I didn't want him to have to struggle. But in the end, it turned out that if we had those plugged in, there wasn't enough USB slots for the mouse, the keyboard, and the mic all at the same time. So I decided to use the mouse keyboard, gave him the controller, and we just didn't use the mic so that we can both play, and I'll just do this voiceover afterwards. Now what you see here is me and Corey just getting used to the game. Corey is with the X next to him to show where he's going to be pointing. He's the girl. And I am the Skeletor person, as I would call him. And we're just getting used to everything at this point, trying to figure out, the little secrets of the game and how to do everything exactly. And that's mostly what this is going to be about, is me and Corey just killing ourselves. But after a while, I did get used to it, because I played a few games that did require you to swing like this. So I was already kind of at an advantage, but it's kind of easy to learn fast. Now what you see me do there is I discovered that if you shoot the other person's grapple, you can actually cancel their little hold, but it does stop yours as well. So if you're both hanging and you want to kind of shoot their grapple, you have to be quick about it. Another thing is those little boxes you're seeing us pick up is a kind of power or ability. What it does is, if you're on the mouse, you will right click, and it's kind of like a force push, but you have to be right next to the person. As you saw there, it pushed Corey across the little platform. I'm not sure which button he had to use to do it, but I think it's the right bumper for the Xbox controllers. Like I said before, see, there I go, canceling his grapple again. But as I said before, I don't have an Xbox controller, so he had to figure out all his configurations for that. Now, if you run into each other like we did here, it's kind of hard to get off of each other if you're both moving against one another, and you can't even jump. So the hitboxes are a little bigger than I thought they would be, so it's harder to move kind of against each other and then jump over. So if you guys are pushing each other and you try to jump towards a box, you would actually have to move away and then jump. Now each round goes up to 5 points, and not only can you force push each other or shoot the grapples off, but as you'll see in a little bit, and I'll point it out when it happens, if one player goes high enough, the black fog-like outline of the level will move higher within the level, and if anyone's low enough to touch it, they actually die. Um, so I'll point that out here. Me and Corey were figuring out characters. That is the power of the force push if you do it at a good time, which was killing me the most later on in this footage. Was I was trying so hard to get either over him or under him that I was actually putting myself in the worst positions. So this game is kind of a strategy game as well as one you have to be very careful in. And there goes Corey just falling. That was him. He's still getting used to the controls, so he was falling. I was just trolling him. I'm just clicking repeatedly in his face. I tried to bump him off there, but see, there's that cancel. This is when he was getting better. He canceled me back. That's when he was getting better with the controller. And at this point, we were both just dying laughing. So our focus isn't as great, but now the competition is getting a lot higher because he's able to do more now. There you go. I pushed him off. That's one thing you can do. If you stop him mid-air or stop whoever you're playing with mid-air and then just push them, they'll just go flying. And I do something to the point where I shoot Corey super high in the air and I actually die because, like I said, that black fog outline came up pretty much past the platform and just killed me. At this point, I was running away from Corey because he had his force push and I didn't want to die. And then right there, I could have easily just canceled out his grapple, but he was expecting it, so I wasn't doing it. I was trying to wait for him to come back up so that I can push him, but he didn't come back in a way that I was able to reach him with it. So see, it's kind of hard to catch him because of how small it is, which makes it a little more strategy dependent, because not only do you have to time it right, but you have to try to get the right angle, and you gotta make sure you don't put yourself in a bad position. I try to do like a swing by thing there, but he could have caught me as well. So he drops. I click repeatedly, and that's like my ending every time. I just run around, just going ah, and I just click repeatedly, and then kill myself at the end. But I think it's coming up where I'm gonna shoot him high or off the screen. Okay, so there we go again, clicking repeatedly. So we right now I'm set on Skeletor because I've been doing awesome, and I think he goes to the girl and then ends up winning in this one because of my misclicks or my foolish tactics. And so he decides the girl is his good luck charm or something to that extent. I tried to cancel him out there. He luckily got that. I don't know how he reached that because that was like to the exact point of where his reach was at its limit. So he actually got really fortunate to be able to do that. At this point here though, I was constantly just going like, no, get away. And then we were both like, Corey was laughing at my little, I was doing like a high pitched voice thing, and then I was yelling at Skeletor every time I messed up, so he was just laughing at me. But I keep staying close to him for two reasons. One, to try and, it's kind of like a scare tactic. Like, he would be constantly worried about what I'm trying to do. And for two, I have easy ways of hitting his grapple to try and make him fall. But at the same time, that could backfire. And what you saw there was, I forgot to mention, you can hit the little boxes. So if someone's trying to go for it, like he was in front of me, so I shot the box to try to keep him away from it, and then I'm just trolling him for the rest of the time. I keep pushing the boxes off. Right there, he did have a power up, but if you're both standing on a platform and you try to use it, it's not going to be very effective. I think the sliding of the characters and the friction between the ground and the characters are still pretty rough, because I would shoot him like once or twice and then he would just go like a couple blocks over rather than go flying like he would in the air. But it kind of makes it fair because it would be a little too easy. Now you can kind of cancel out the force of the push if you hold the opposite direction. So if you guys are face hugging like that and you know that they have a power up, you could just hold against them, and when they do their power up, it won't be as effective. Now, if you're in the air, it might help you, but if they get a good one, like if they're right in your face and do it, you're gonna go flying. There's no question about that. It's happened to me. It's happened to Corey. You saw one of them earlier. You did see one where he was able to cancel out. There I go, pushing the box again. But at this point, you can see that Corey has gotten really good with the controller. And now I'm kind of nervous about going up to him, because at first I can do it and then get away with it. Like canceling his grapple, I'll get away with it. And then shooting him, or being in his face, and then just going around in circles to where he can't do nothing about it. I could do, because he wasn't used to the controls. But now that he's used to the controls, I'm a little more worried about, okay, maybe I shouldn't go in his face. And then this keeps happening. So I got a little overconfident. So I think this is the point where you're going to see I get a little cocky and I start doing things that get me killed. It might be the first one you see me push him upwards into the air. I'm not sure. I don't think there was a lot of sound in this game. But like I said, this is just like the basics of it right now. I think more power-ups are going to be added, and I believe it's going to be online. It might be online. I'm not sure. So far, it's just local. Like if you could share a network to a friend, or if you have Hamachi, you can use that and then play with friends over a shared IP, stuff like that. But if you have a controller and a keyboard and someone to play with, is an absolute grab right now. This game is absolutely fun. So, as you can see there, I'm jumping to bring up the fog. It's more like a purplish black now that I look at it. But I was jumping because he was low and I was trying to get the fog to come up. The smart thing to do would have been to swing and try to fling myself upwards, and he pretty much would have had no chance there. But I'm pretty sure he just keeps doing that. I'm pretty sure one of these is going to be my loss, because I'm going to fling Corey really high up in the air. And that one was both hilarious to me and kind of confusing. I was like, what? No! And Corey was just laughing at me. He was like, how'd you die? I was like, because I flung you so high. The black fog just came and killed me. And he was just laughing at me the whole time. But this game got really, really competitive towards the end, to the point where Corey had to leave at 11:30 and ended up staying till about 12:30 to try and get another victory against me. And it was to the point where he actually got a victory against me. And I was like, no, one more. So we went one more, and I think we went, like, it was 3-0, and then he caught up, and then it just kept going back and forth. Like, we were just playing all morning after we found this. And it was funny that we did find it, because We were looking online. We were just looking for something to play after we did another video of a new text-based game, because our alter ego, the original series me and Corey usually do together, got kind of erased, which I explained in the beginning of the other video. But we found another choose your own adventure styled text-based game about zombie survival in the survival in the zombie apocalypse, and we played that. So I'll be putting a video about that out later. But I wanted to put this one out first because this is the actual game developed on GameJolt.com, which the link for the game will be in the description, and the developer's name will be in the description for it. And as we were looking for another game after that text-based game, we were actually just looking for a 2-player game to waste time until Corey had to go. But when the developer wrote on a forum and asked me to play this game, it was kind of like it was meant to be, because we were looking for a 2-player game, and he says, I have a game called End of Rope, and right now it's a local multiplayer game only, but it's still being worked on. But he just wanted us to try it out, and it was just the perfect timing, because he literally just commented, he or she, they literally just commented as we were looking for it, and that was me just trolling Corey. We actually accidentally picked the same character. So Corey's the one with the X, so that if you're trying to follow the gameplay, Corey's the one with the X, I'm the one with nothing. But we were literally just looking for it, and like 2 minutes in, we were indecisive what we wanted to play, and then I got a comment on Game Jolt, so I was like, all right, while we're thinking about it, I'll just look at that. So I go and look at it, and this game was brought to our attention, and I immediately had to reply and said, me and my friend Corey were literally just looking for a game to play when you commented this. And it was hilarious, because it was like, oh, well, that's great. And I was like, yeah, so we're definitely going to play this now. And then we even made a video about it, because one, it's a developer's game, and I'm always going to make a video about a developer's game if they ask me to on Game Jolt, or if they ask me personally, like in a message or something. If they ask me to try out their game, I'm going to. Corey got me really good there. I was about to jump, and then he did his power at the same. I don't know what I was doing. That was a point where we kind of had to pause for a second, because we were laughing really hard, because I literally, as you saw, I just stood there as he walked up and just shot me across the screen. I wasn't doing anything. I was about to come back and jump, but I don't know what I was doing. I kind of just, like, I guess, spaced out for a second, and he got me for it. But the developer he found it funny as well as we did, but at the same time I was like, oh, that's awesome, this is meant to be, yeah, we gotta play it. And it was almost a sad thing, because we almost couldn't play it, because well, not that we almost couldn't, but we almost didn't play it, because we wouldn't have been able to record. But I decided I'll take the chance, pre-record, and then record my audio or my voiceover afterwards, because it just happened too perfectly for me not to play this game. So we did it like that, and this is all the footage we have. So thank you to the developer. This game was really fun. I recommend this game to everybody to play if you have a friend to play with. If you have a kid, a neighbor, I don't know, a brother, a sister, a cousin, whatever. Ask your parents. You never know. Play this game. Really fun, and you won't regret it. But at this point, that's all I have to say. I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of this video. I might speed it up a little bit just to save time. And I'm going to play some of Corey's music in the background so that you guys can have something else to listen to. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back at the end.
Sister, we have to be skin tight. Otherwise, all our bones stick together. and I'm book wise, but you got street eyes. Plus you're looking for a flash whenever. Lover, we have to be skin tight. Otherwise you're just a cadaver. I lose tissue to you, scratched up by the things you do. I lose tissue to you, scratched up by the things you do. I lose tissue to you, scratched up by the things you do. I lose tissue to you, scratched up by the things you do. We have to be skin tight. Otherwise, how can you feel the weather? And I'm baptized, but you got the double fries. You're looking for flesh forever. Lover, we have to be skin tight. Forget your demonic endeavors. I put my heart away into another grave. 'Cause you're looking for a flash forever. I lose tissue to you, scratched up by the things you do. I lose tissue to you, scratched up by the things you do. I lose tissue to you, scratched up by the things you do. I lose tissue to you, scratched up by the things you do. Wrinkles on the wrinkles on the wrinkles on the wrinkles on the skin tight. Skin tight. Skin tight. Skin tight. I lose tissue to you, scratched up by the things you do. I lose tissue to you, scratched up by the things you do. I lose tissue to you, scratched up by the things you do. I lose tissue to you, scratched up by the things you do. Does forever really lead to a better life? That's the predicament. You will surely see time passing you by in your ligaments.
Alright, so that was the game End of Rope, and it was absolutely fun, and I had a few laughs looking back at all the replay of that whole video, and just remembering what me and Corey had went through the whole time. So links will be down in the description, developer name will be down in the description. Thank you again, developer, if you're watching this video, for bringing this game to our attention. And I hope you guys like this game as much as we did. If you do, play it for yourselves, and if you want to play with me, I can get Hamachi again and I'll play with you guys. So just let me know what you guys want to do. Let me know what you think of the game. Let me know if you get the game. And if you do, tell me how much fun you had. But like, comment, subscribe. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
Are we for real? Are you for real? I hit the S button. I hit the W. I did not hit the S. Ah! Oh! Fuck! 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 Why? 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 Alright, let's try this again.